Hi everybody, I'm just going to explain to you how you get the answers to the first two problems in the homework set that's due today. So for the very first problem, they've already told you what the common factor is. The common factor is x minus 3. I can see it's being multiplied by 2x and it's being multiplied by positive 12. So I'm going to put that common factor down first, x minus 3. And x minus 3 is getting multiplied by two terms. So I'm going to put another set of parentheses for the two terms it's getting multiplied by. It's getting multiplied by 2x, and over here it's getting multiplied by positive 12. So this one is all set. It was kind of done for you. For this one, I need to first factor by separating it into two groups of two terms. So factor by grouping, and then get it in this form first. So I look at the first two terms and I notice that there's no number, that they're both is a factor of both terms, but I can see that this is x times x times x, this is x times x. So both terms have a factor of x squared, x times x. So I'm going to pull that outside of the parentheses and then figure out what goes inside the parentheses. Well, x cubed divided by x squared, that's just cancels, right? Cancels. X cubed over x squared, that's just x over 1. So just x. And x squared over x squared, when you divide this by x squared, you're dividing it by itself, so that's just positive 1. Perfect. For these two terms, the common factor for both terms is positive 5. I need to have a sign here, either positive or negative. So I'm going to put positive 5 outside the parentheses, and inside the parentheses it should be the same thing that's here, and if it isn't, I don't have a common factor. But in this case it is. 5 times x would give us 5x, and 5 times 1 would give us the positive 5. So it is x plus 1 that's our common factor. So now I'm going to rewrite this. Now we've done this, got this part. X plus 1 is being multiplied by two different terms, so that's our common factor, x plus 1. That's getting multiplied by x squared and positive 5. So I'm going to put the x squared and the positive 5 in a separate set of parentheses. Okay, everybody, so we're going to go through the last three problems that were in the homework set that's due today. So let's take a look at problem number 1. Again, I need to factor it by putting it into groups first. Two groups of 2. I'm going to use blue. So these two go together, and then these two go together. So in the first two terms, again, x times x times x, and negative x times x, the common factor is x times x. Both of these are being multiplied by x times x. So I'm going to bring that out, but I'm not going to call it x times x. I'm going to call it x squared. And in the parentheses, again, x cubed divided by x squared, that's x times x times x, over x times x, which just ends up being x over 1, or x. And negative x squared divided by positive x squared, that's going to be negative 1. Anything divided by itself is 1. In this case, it's going to be negative 1 now. The greatest common factor for these two terms is 6. There's no variable greatest common factor. So it's a positive 6, though. So I need to put out positive 6 here. And remember, whatever's in this set of parentheses should be what's here. But I double check. Is 6, let's put the x minus 1 here. 6 times x would give me the 6x. 6 times negative 1 would give me the negative 6. So the common factor here is x minus 1. So I'm going to write that first. X minus 1. And that's going to get multiplied by x minus 1 is getting multiplied by x squared, and then x minus 1 is getting multiplied by 6, positive 6. So x squared plus 6 goes in the next set of parentheses. And that's that expression factored. So that's my answer to number 3. Let's take a look at number 4. Again, let's set it up into two groups. The greatest common factor here, again, is x squared, right? Just like it was here. So I'm going to pull the x squared outside the parentheses. Inside the parentheses, x squared, x cubed divided by x squared is just x. 12x squared, positive 12x squared, divided by x squared, that's just going to be positive 12. And in this set of parentheses, the greatest common factor is positive 2. There's no x in this term, so I can't use x. So just positive 2. I need that sign. That's important. I don't want to just put 2. And then what's going to go in this parentheses? Well, hopefully it's the same thing that's here. It should be. I just put it there and then double check. 2 times x is 2x? Yes. 2 times positive 12 is 24? Yes. So that means that x plus 12 is my common factor. It's a factor of x squared and positive 2, so they go together in one set of parentheses. And then the very last problem. Let's group this together and group this together. The greatest common factor here, again, is x squared. I'm going to pull that outside the parentheses. Inside the parentheses is going to be x, and negative 9x squared divided by x squared is negative 9. Right? And then the greatest common factor here is going to be positive 4. Hopefully x minus 9 is the common factor, should be. So put the plus 4 out here. And let's see, is x minus 9 the common factor here? So 4 times x is 4x. 4 times negative 9 is negative 36. Yes, it checks. So my common factor here is x minus 9. That goes in one set of parentheses. And in the next set of parentheses, the factor of x squared and positive 4 go together. So those are the solutions to the last 3 problems in the homework set.